Look at you over there. Come and have a seat, friends. We're going to go through some juicy information today about Arthur Hayes' article, among some other things. Now, Arthur Hayes is a crypto billionaire. You know Arthur, right? Arthur is one of the pivotal, mainstream, biggest influencers of crypto, right? He owns BitMEX. He founded BitMEX. He's a billionaire now from Bitcoin. And he is really in tune with like macro stuff in terms of like, oh, Janet Yellen has a 3-letter agency Excel sheet that she's going to print and move money and go in other places. And people basically look to him for guidance in terms of what comes next with the government immediate action and this politics stuff. Now, what I've done is show you one of his articles. I've got it here. I've just got the most important pieces. He goes through like a lot of his political stuff and Kamala Harris. But, you know, just to get it started, I'm just going to show you how it begins, okay? Because this is the most important part. What do you do when the market is down, but you have an election to win? That's an easy answer if you're a politician. Your number one goal is to secure re-election. Therefore, you print money and manipulate prices higher. That's pretty much all you need to know, okay? And I want you to just be careful. Not now, because, you know, crypto prices, yeah, okay, you know, there's still, hopefully, there's friendship on the horizon. But eventually, we will become complacent. We will say, hey, remember all those times we thought it was over in the bull market and it was never over? Eventually, we'll get there. But now, there's still a lot of fear. Okay, so I just want you to be careful. Don't let this run forever in terms of this type of thinking. Okay, so basically, friends, Arthur Hayes, he talks about what we need. And he says right here, he goes through the unwind of Japan's carry trade will happen. I am certain of this. The question is when the Fed and the Treasury will print money to blunt its effects on Americana, all right, Pacific Americana. But then he continues. He says, if the US equity markets dump into Friday, August 9th, to such an extent that both the stocks and NASDAQ are down 20%, then some sort of action over the weekend is probable, okay? And then it's basically saying if the yen starts to weaken, the crisis is over in the immediate short term. So where we are today, I know, man, you're looking at this stuff, you're like, oh, man, we have to bring out the macro stuff. Boring. I know, man, bro, you're money. We know how the game ends, brother. Every red candle that goes deep enough, you turn on the money printers. We know that. So this is the S&P 500 right now, okay? And so I wanted you to know as well, when he made this article, I think it was like around, you know, he's written this article, friends, around here. Okay, he's written it like around this bottom. He's written it before, but he's like, oh, okay, it depends what happens. He's talking about this. So let's actually go and change it to a perspective where we can see where he's actually 20% down. It is, well, man, it's like this. It's key. It's 4,400. What he's basically saying is if stonks into this week, so you got to remember, right, it hadn't stopped when he was writing this article. It's basically saying if it goes down and hits this all the way down mark, 4,500. So if we go, that's 20%. If we do that, it goes, then they're all going to say, hey, money printing, everything you need, infinite QE, let's go bail out. All right, that's what it comes down to. All right, that's what he's basically saying. It's coming down to the wire. Now, we always know, friends, these types of moves, they take a while to play out because you don't get a teleport down. That's zombie virus. That's rare, okay, because it's literally a world virus. You get like this step down, someone blows up. Now, you know people have blown up, but it depends who. And are they basically on the balance sheet of someone even bigger, which then snowballs even bigger. You see that? And yeah, once every 5 to 10 years, something like that happens, but not always. But there's always like these little blips. Okay, and trust me, it doesn't even matter if they're a small player or not. People will turn them into, oh, this thing's going down. Somebody, what's going on there? And the market doesn't like uncertainty because it's like, oh, connection. Someone's going down. That's what they say every time. Now, it's actually cute to see Arthur Hayes' picture here. Incoming call, margin, slide to get wrecked. So I've got basically the main gist here. He says, like any politician, regardless of a party affiliation or economic beliefs, Kamala Harris will instruct Janet Yellen to use the monetary tools available to her to avert a financial crisis, okay? And he just speaks about how they do it, these bailouts and stuff of the past. And he goes on here, but this liquidity negative force, and, convexity of Bitcoin. And when you go through it, it's not. They're cute words. There's cute words everywhere. But he's basically, in a nutshell, what he's saying is, all right, let's actually look at the price action of this. This is the USD yen pair. Okay, so yeah, the dollar yen's like getting destroyed. It's pretty much like, no, destroyed, right? You have this spike back up. And I've got a bigger part of the chart here. I'll just remove this EMA so you can see what happens. But he basically, in a nutshell, he says, well, whether the yen goes up or down, we need Bitcoin to glide up. That's pretty much it. So it's all those fancy words. It's basically Bitcoin's got to be able to shrug it off. And where he's coming from is the logical conclusion. They go, well, if Japan fixes itself momentarily and we don't blow up this year, okay, sweet. Bitcoin, continue your cycle. That's scenario one. Scenario two, if Japan keeps having to unwind and it goes garbage, he wants Bitcoin to shrug it off and go, oh, you got to print money, right, guys? Yeah, we know you're printing money now. Okay, we're going to get in and front run. That's pretty much what he's saying. It's kind of funny. You don't need to know these news friends. It's just kind of like, hey, if you can keep staying green, no matter what, I'm going to like it. That's another way to say it, right? It's just, we're playing around with words and expectations, and you know what it is. Because everything in the world is correlated, friends. Macro, Bitcoin, they're all pretty much correlated in these correlation and one events where everything just sinks down because everyone needs dollars immediately to pay off any debts and stuff. But, everything in crypto is also correlated. Like, look at all these coins, okay? So shout out to Crypto Band. That's where I got this tweet from. Some random tokens to put things into perspective. It's basically showing like all these coins are down. Ondo, Prime, DogWifButt, Peppy, all these 60%, everything down, ton. Everything is correlated. Friendtech, disappointment, minus 97% down. Unibot, or these stacks, Optimism, etc., etc. Yes, we have them. But look, in crypto events, everything's correlated. So we know, right? They turn money printer on, we go up. They turn money printer off, everything's dead except Bitcoin. Literally everything's dead except Bitcoin. Even Ethereum's suffering 3.5 years later, right? Actually, 8 years later since the ETH BTC top. So if you want to put Bitcoin and Ethereum to one category, okay, everything else is destroyed. They turn money printer off. And all you're trying to do is you're trying to find the coins that can fly the highest when Ethereum's above $7,000 and Bitcoin's above 100K. And we even spoke here, there's large market cap scams, friends, like Ondo Finance. Now, I would love to get Ondo Finance. I actually tried to get into them years and years ago. Then I found out, you had to be literally an insider, a literal deep state insider, a cabal insider, grifter from mainstream crypto. And yeah, you basically need to know people. So I couldn't get in. No one could get in. No one of the public could get in. And actually, Crypto Kobe basically said Ondo Finance, which is funny. It's the first thing they list, right? It's like, oh, yeah. What they're trying to say is they're trying to say, oh, friends, look at these high technology coins. There's so much technology. These are so safe. Complete load of lie, man. Gazeb, these guys are liars, okay? So Crypto Kobe goes out of his way. He called them out. Basically says Ondo Finance is one of the biggest grifts and scams in crypto. They only release something like 2% of their token supply out to the public, so no one knows how much OTC they have waiting to dump on you later on in the bull market. And they're doing the high FDV, low float scam, and they're doing that right now. And it's funny, they have Roca Negra, like the actual Roca Negra, making deals with them and using them to mint tokens. So obviously there's insiders there that had some connections, okay? Yes, it's one of the most dangerous grifts and scams at all because all the tokens are given to them. All right. Now, even though this thing can fly, but you don't know when they're going to do the token releasing and dumping using Wintermute and everything else. So, as you can see, friends, everything's down. So all you have to do is really believe in something. You go, okay, well, if we go down, everything's dead. Everything's dead. If we go up, I've got to find the fastest mover. All right. By the way, this type of thinking, Raoul Pal goes through it as well, friends, just to let you know. Yes, Raoul Pal, because it's actually true. Okay, it really is actually true. Money printer goes on. The liquidity goes and fires itself because remember, it's the oxygen being given to the life support patient. That's where we are right now. Okay, we need every time there's a little bit of a jet, I've got to get the money printer back on. Recently, friends, short-term holders sold heaps of Bitcoin and took enormous losses. Losses so big that they blew as much as they did on FTX collapse. Check this out. So you can see these little spikes. So you have this data in the background and it basically just measures the short-term loss. So what they do is, I think it's like anybody who's been holding Bitcoin for 6 months or less. So if if crypto lands in your account in the less than 6 months, they basically monitor you. They keep a track of that constant cohort of people, and everybody got destroyed. So everybody who had bought February of this year, after that as well, they got destroyed. Literally, they took huge percentage losses. They sold the lows. They literally sold. They took losses as much as the FTX collapse. Right? That's you're a real loser if you did that. Wow. That people going, oh yes, or because think about it, I wonder why they got in February. By the way, that's the longest of the short-term holders. Bitcoin ETF. They're literally buying on the Bitcoin ETF hype. Yes. Oh, Bitcoin ETF. Yes, $70,000 Bitcoin. You're going to $4.9 million. Sell. You don't even know. You did not even know what the Japan yen carry trade is, man. All right. You barely know what Pokemon Island is in Japan. All right. By the way, we're going to play some Pokemon music as well for you as well. So. Now you just want to liquidate your bags? What are you doing, Habib? You want to liquidate your bag? You don't even know what the hell's going on. Ah, man. These people never learn. Short term, you're basically always in a loss in Bitcoin. Always. The rolling 6 months because the volatility is insane. But it is good to see these people like basically washing themselves out. I also wanted to give you some big bullish news, friends. Roca Negra has bought $108 million of Bitcoin in the past 24 hours. So the Roca Negra ETF, right? Ether. Here, plus 108 million, pretty cool, right? It's wonderful. So in the despair, it's over and it's never coming back, and all that mess, you have people coming out and cranking it. See, that's something to think about. You go, wait a minute, ETF guys, they're actually buying the dip. But what are you actually reading about? You're reading things like this, okay? You're reading people say stuff like this, friends. They're saying crypto bear market starting, recession coming, Japan yen carry unwind, yield curve uninverted, VIX spiking, don't catch a falling knife. I never listened to a soy boy, and I'm not about to start now. Go, ha, it's over. I have the high ground. This soy jack, obviously, because he's a mid-curve. He's stuck in the mid-curve. Every time, man, every time. Now, friends, I know, man, like, it is depressing because this is the longest and worst bear market officially in crypto before a pump. Now, price-wise, 2017, yeah, it was total annihilation. A lot of things went literally 98, 99%. But by this point in time, they were moving up, right? And as they're moving up, we've just had the crash down. Okay, so if you go back previous cycle, okay, so they're all moving up right now. We've just crashed. Now, it is possible that at the end of August, September, we like catch up. We need like a miraculous recovery though. I'm not even going to say it won't happen because we know the Bitcoin, the weekly SuperTrend, friends, which is the most important thing of all, the weekly SuperTrend is still green. So yeah, technically, you just look at the charts. You get away from all of these, we're still green and the bull market's still on. Everything's still on actually. It's just that, you know, you're so fresh out of everything. I know it feels like, okay, we just had a big like hit basically, punch in the guts and the nuts. It's hard to say to yourself, hey, don't worry, we're just going to go up only from here. But I don't know, man. Maybe we do. Now, PulseChain ecosystem, friends, has done very lovely bounces in the past 24 hours. But yeah, everything's been like that. Everything's been going up because Bitcoin and Ethereum went up. PulseChain ecosystem was already ravaged earlier than everything else because I think there's no leverage. There's no centralized exchange hookups. And yeah, it's more pure in terms of like, there's no like artificial leverage bids that are stopping the crashes like they have in other coins. They dump slower. Richard Hart coins is like dump like mad straight away because it's just spot. There's no, you don't have like 5 exchanges listings where dumpers, they can like spread orders out and there's people willing to gamble on different exchanges. You don't have access to that. It's literally the spot goes down or spot goes up. Spot is obviously no leverage, just up or down. It's just a pure read. That's why you have that. So you can see green across the board. PulseX is up the most, friends. It's at 7%. Also, love it to see out of the altcoins, Pika to Pika plus 25%. You have the lesbian US dollar, LUSD, and then you have Hex Orange Address plus 17%. So yeah, I saw pDAI before. It's up 14%. All of these, it's great just to see these things come around. But, you know, you might ask, hey, man, like everything's still down. Who cares about these little percents? Yeah, of course. That's why, friends, remember when I told you about the key competitive edges, right? Number one, go on chain. Okay, everyone does that now. Not good enough. Now you got to add find an active community. Really important. If you find an active community and you're doing key information asymmetry, so what you're doing now is you're checking, hey, you guys still alive? Are there people still tagging? Well, hey, of course the energy's gone, but the people are still there. They haven't given up on it. You think there's high odds they haven't given up? There's no abandonment. You're still there. So that's your key information asymmetry. You've done key research. Everybody else, not everyone else, like a couple of weekend soy boys, they just paper hand out the liquidity to take these big losses. And everyone else is like, wait a minute, we're all still here. So all we've got to do is wait for the market to recover and then people come back to their senses again. You see what I mean? That's your key information asymmetry, just because you know where to look, right? Not everyone knows where to look. Not everyone knows, friends, how to go to Twitter and type in like $Pika. Okay, not everybody knows how to do that. Just go to Twitter, type in $Pika. No one knows, okay, check out the Telegram. You know me, I have a fluffy microphone. Just to give you one example, right? There's everything. There's Tang Gang, there's pDAI, there's Teddy Bear, Tropo, the ecosystem. Like, Big Roots has, he's got almost 100,000 followers on Twitter. Okay, he likes Teddy Bear, okay? That's your information asymmetry over the wider market in the future. Because it's not about today, right? It's about what you think is going to come your way in the future from here. And I want to address something once again, friends, just so you know, all right? You speak to anybody in crypto who's been here for a long time, and they will all say the same thing in their interviews and their tweets. They'll go, they'll look back and they go, every time there was a mass amount of FUD, I should have just bought that coin. They'll actually say that every time. They go, literally every single time. The FUD was always bullish. Puzu says that from 3 Hours Capital. Many people just say, they go, man, the bull. And they're talking about each cycle had its own like narratives and stuff. And like, man, there's just extreme FUD. Like, that was a buy every single time. Even Mr. Puzu talks about Hex. He goes, Eric Wall FUDding Hex was like the ultimate buy signal back in 2020 and 2021. So he's seeing that from afar right now. Look at these numbers that have gone up, right? So you have Pika to Pico, LUSD, plus 20%, plus 25%. That's great, right? And let's think about this, right? It was just fascinating to see in the past 1, 2, 3 weeks, there was some PulseChain community members, they really got baited. And you're really baited hard. And you're doing free marketing for Tang Gang, pDAI, and stuff. Now, why I'm telling everyone in the community this, I'm telling it to you now, because right now, I know everybody, it looks like everybody's cannibals. It looks like everyone, but when green candles come in Pulse, everyone's friends again. And everyone is pretty much here. You're an OG now. You're here from day one. You're bleeding. You don't get OG results. You get destroyed compared to the past of everything, pretty much any other coin. But everyone here is committed. You put your feet firmly on the floor and you're like, hey, I'm not leaving this island. Okay, sweet. When you want the prices that you're thinking about, and that might be towards the category of like, 10x higher plus. So, if PulseChain is now, say, 4x day one sack, friends, and let's say it actually goes to 10x day one sack. I know it's a long way away. Like, let's say it actually does like a 25x, 10 to 20x from here. If we actually get that, I pray we do. But if we get up there, there will be a new round of people, a new cohort of people. You don't know who the hell they are. We will be outnumbered. We know that from Metcalfe's law. For PulseChain community to do a 25x from here, you have to 5x the user base. That's big, friends. That is, we have 200,000 people in the community right now. That's going to 1 million people. That's 800,000 new people. New, loud, energetic, right? And it's people with bigger reaches because they're buying in bigger market cap stuff, right? You're no longer with your friend Simon here. It could be like, just bigger networks and, you know what I mean? Just wider reaches. And that is the market pricing itself in, right? Metcalfe's law. Yes. So, but when that happens, there will be a new round of grifters. There will be new levels of scamming. There will be the OTC coins launching, OTC over the counter. They'll just be the grift. The bigger levels of scamming and grifting will eventually come. Now, it's not going to be, I'm not telling you it's not going to be bad at the start. It's going to be great. But it will just invite more people. Okay, so what I'm telling you to do is just consider the fact that FUD you throw at something on someone, it's not going to kill them. It's going to make them stronger. So I'm just telling you to save your breath. Okay, obviously 90% of us friends, everyone's just living their life. It's just that 5% of people just live on Twitter all the time and they're just everyone's yelling at each other. But just keep it out for yourself. Just save your breath. That's what I'm telling you. Save your breath because there's always a new story, a new FUD cycle, a new person, and they keep coming in. And you throwing FUD at something, you think it kills it, but if it doesn't get abandoned, it doesn't kill it. It actually makes it stronger. Okay. So what we actually saw was a lot of baiting into free marketing of Tang Gang and pDAI narratives and stuff. So you're seeing some influencers in the PulseChain community. Well, everyone's like looking at them like, bro, this is very embarrassing. Like, PulseChain is down 75% against Ethereum after 3 years, more than 3 years. Hex is down 98.3% against Ethereum after 3 years. PulseX down up as well after this 2.5 to 3 year period. These numbers, like, if you're in them, you literally, you can't say anything bad about anyone else. You literally can't. They're literally one of the worst results. One of the worst results. Now, friends, yes, it means exceptionally cheap. It does, but we know that's our perspective, exceptionally cheap. But there are a certain number of people, okay, very, very small percentage. They're pointing at these like meme coins, micro caps. They're like, oh, you got scammed here. And like the bids on it, and like, okay, people have lost $40,000 of bid money. They haven't lost. It's just they've gone down. Okay, but yeah, okay. Let's say you did get abandoned. You're down 40 grand. Like, bro, you're in stuff that people put in 1.1 billion for. Like, friends, let's actually do that number comparison of people's losses here. Think about that. Let's do 1.1 billion. Okay, 1.1 billion divided by $40,000, for example. Okay. There are 27,500x more problems in the stuff you're telling everybody save them. This makes no sense. Look at this number. 27,000 times. I mean, compare one bomb to 27,000 nukes. You see what I mean? So, yes, these prices go really, really cheap. But if you're going to look at any other coin in crypto and go, oh, FUD. I'm just telling you that I've given you the lens now of like, what is an actual scam? Okay, friends, in crypto, a scam is abandonment. Just so you know. But you can twist that on your head because Satoshi abandoned Bitcoin, but the community didn't. Okay, it was a community takeover back in 2013, right? So, I mean, like even pDAI, friends, pDAI, controversial, like, oh, it's gonna get to $1. What's going on? Oh, yes, I know, friends. This distance, by the way, I know log chart changes everything, but this distance, yeah, it's down like 60, 70, 80%, whatever the hell it is. But I'm just showing you, like, man, it's been all right. Like, it's just, I know it's volatile. I wish it never went down that low, but it doesn't even need to go to $1, bro, you know? It could go like 10 cents, 20 cents. So it doesn't need to go to $1. I've been telling you this, like, it's still a good bet. If you go to Twitter, friends, I'm letting you know, reporting for you. If you type in $pDAI, remember the ticker is DAI, stablecoin on PulseChain, but we just tag pDAI on Twitter. There's a large community still there. Everyone's still there. I'm holding pDAI. I love pDAI. So it's still there. So it's not abandoned, right? They're like, oh, I told you never hit $1. But it's your Peter Schiff saying to Bitcoiners, oh, you'll never go above $600. You see? So it's clear, friends, it's clear. I don't blame them. It's clear people have learned nothing from the Hex bull market experience of 2020 and 2021. When Richard Hart is missing, they reveal themselves to be sheep without a shepherd. Sheep without a shepherd. Yeah, man. Like, I don't think you're actually listening to Richard Hart. I think you were watching him. I don't think you were listening. You know, think for yourself, independence. But I know, friends, we're here. It's community network effects, okay? Everyone's rallying around the leader. They like the leader. It doesn't matter what the leader says. They like the leader. You can look at many, many examples. It doesn't matter what the leader says. Okay, the leader looks rich. He looks appealing. He appeals to men. There's strength there, or whatever it is. He sounds smart. He's got a gathering around him. People gather around anyone for any reason. Okay, it could be good or bad, whatever it is. Okay, people just gather. You know, like look at Kim Kardashian. Yes, people gather around her. Look, Kanye West is music artist. What are you doing now? You know, chicks walking around naked with you. You know what I mean? Like. You see what I mean? You can't confuse yourself about that, by the way, because you're going to see more of that throughout this bull market. People are going to, like Ansem. Ansem's got more followers than Richard Hart. Are you going to call all of these people who follow him stupid? No. There's people like probably really wealthy. Raoul Pal follows him. You know what I mean? Like you can't go the whole city. It's a different cohort of people. You might not relate to them, but you don't need to. You're betting on network effects growing, okay? So ultimately, friends, I mean, like let's have this look at this cute Peppy riding this horse. All right. Ultimately, you get to see it right now. The hate and energy spread throughout coins because PulseChain and Hex cop them. The hate and energy sent their way. It only gives them more attention, more life, and more energy. It does. The caveat, though, don't get abandoned. Okay, if people walk away, it's over. That's how you, because code can't save anything. Okay, when there's will and there's commitment and people are not walking away, all right. Yes, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit when people don't walk away. But if people do walk away, it doesn't matter what the tech does. Irrelevant. It's gone. It's network effects, man. You need more people. That's why people, scarce number of resources and units allocated to these. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. So, you know, be careful, right? We want to call something a scam. Like, you got to be really sure that it's going to get abandoned, or that hateful energy thrown is just going to boomerang back. It does. We've seen it so many times, man. Like, the Hex run up is just a perfect example. 2020 and 2021. Then it does a freaking 150x after all that FUD, right? After all the FUD happens. This is PulseChain right now. You know it's FUDDed heaps. Everything in this box zone. We're basically, friends, we've been FUDDed this whole time in this rectangle box zone. I wonder when the FUD turns into respect. I wonder when it does. And when it does, okay, there's going to be a new cohort of people, because now you don't get people buying value anymore. They're buying what's cool. They're buying high, expecting to sell higher. You see? And that type of mentality and that type of people, when they're jumping in, they attract, unfortunately, grifters and scammers that we don't know yet. We don't even know their names. New faces, they're going to start appearing. And they're just, they're going to be around. Just like, oh, what's this cool hot thing? You're great. Heard about you recently. You keep your, that's why, friends. Look, Tang Gang, pDAI, all of these, it's a gift, man. It's a gift, because the communities aren't going away. They obviously have product market fit. The community's still staying. There's memes and there's tags and everything, okay, which is great. And we don't have like an enormous amount to choose from. We don't. Right? We don't have like, 18 freaking Matt Fury characters and vampires and stuff. We don't have it on there. They're not trying to, they're not looking, friends. We're in a blue ocean area. No one actually believes except us. If you're holding in the ecosystem, okay, if you're just holding, you're a believer. You're like, okay, sweet, you're undervalued. You've only got a MEXC listing. I wonder what it's like if you got a Binance or a Coinbase listing. You see that? You're a believer now. You're waiting for the non-believers to come in. So this it really is a blessing. I really do mean that. We don't have like 400,000 coins to choose from. Oh, they're rotating into Popcat and then like Smock Cat and all these other weird names and stuff. Oh, you got a cuter dog and a cuter cat. We're not about that. These memes are unique. They have the unique product market fit. All right, but no one's going to believe it until PulseChain spear rockets up and these things reprice. That's ultimately what we're here to wait for. And if we wait for that moment, it's too late. That's why we're in now. Like and subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one.